Hey everyone, Alexander Clark here with another video blog, centering around a competition this time. This one is going to be the Iron Athlete Gym qualifier. I'll try and keep the intro as brief as possible because I'm sure there'll be more footage that I'll take over the weekend. So this is a qualifier. I'm doing it raw without wraps, no knee wraps, and the reason that I'm doing it raw without knee wraps is because I haven't qualified for the British without wraps. I've qualified in the 140 class with wraps, and just the way things are with life and training and whatnot, I prefer to be able to train without knee wraps, make the sessions that little bit shorter. And to be honest, I really do think that my squat progresses more when I train it without the wraps on. So I'm on my way to weigh in now. I wanted to weigh in like later today, so it's the day before. I wanted to weigh in a bit later, just so that I could have more time with my son at home, basically, because I'm at work on Monday, which is the day after the comp. So I plan to get there for 5, and the weigh-in slot is 5 till 6, and it looks more like I'm going to actually get there pretty much bang on 6. I'm always like pretty much just on the dot with everything. I used to be a tiny bit late for everything, and now it's turned to, you know, I'm a last minute kind of guy, but at least I get there on time, which is progress, you know, you can't complain at that. So yeah, I'm rushing down to weigh in now, down the A1, down the A1M, sorry. And in terms of like predictions for the actual comp, squat's going really well. I haven't trained a competition variation at all since the Savage Pro, which was back in December. I've done banded squats, I've done pause box squats, but miraculously that seems to have brought my squat up as I wanted it to. And I hit a 280 single at like an RP8, like really easy the other day, so I'll open with that. Bench press, as you know, I don't know if I said, but I had some pec niggles. I think I did actually tear my pec, because as I was massaging it after the injury happened, and after I realised I had to take some time off because it was hurting that much to bench, there was so much bruising coming out when I was massaging. So as aforementioned in my other video blog about that, I used some BPC 157. Since taking 2 weeks off and using the BPC for 10 days, it has felt a lot better. No niggles as such, so fingers crossed my pec stays attached during the competition, and all I'm looking for really is to match my PB of 220. If it feels like I can hit 220, then I might just try and attempt 222.5, because I mean, if you can hit one, in theory you can maybe nearly hit the other at least. Deadlift, no idea. The QL injury is like fucking 98% gone. I feel like Steve did a good job there, which he has with my other niggles, but I've had this, like I've said, I've had this injury in the past and it just fucking stays forever, and then just all of a sudden just kind of goes. So I'm aiming for a 900 total raw without wraps, but that would mean that I would have to squat 310, bench 320, and deadlift 370. It's the deadlift which will be the big ask. So the only thing I can do now is, rather than be like, oh, I don't know what'll happen, is just keep really positive, visualize big things, and carb up well today. I'm only 400 grams in at the moment. I want to hit 1,000, so I've got some catching up to do once I get to Iron Athlete Gym and weighing in Rotherham. So there's your intro done. See how things go tomorrow. Right, shall we wrap it up there?
If you wish, I don't mind.
I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm a bit weird like that now.
Is that it? So this
my mind's gone blank.
Was about 3 questions on what's your favourite colour, what's your favourite band, what's your favourite movie.
But it's helped people to learn about me and learn about you.
Your best lift ever a deadlift was 375 with a suit on, and he's
Yeah.
370 without a suit on.
Do you think that's strange?
Yes.
And do you think that kind of typifies me in a way?
Yeah, but you're weird.
That it just doesn't make sense,
If I
does
did
it?
that, there'd probably be like 100 kilogram difference in the lifts.
Yeah.
For you, it's like a kilogram because you're weird.
So do you think there needs to be an investigation into me by
No,
like...
I think you're just mentally weird and you overthink things and you probably somehow mentally, oh well, the suit should do it all, so I won't put anything in.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know.
Problem, maybe I actually built the tension up in the suit and then didn't do anything at the bottom.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
relaxed, and the suit...
Tried to follow through and have a shit, and then the suit did nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
So it stood me up essentially.
Yeah.
With the weight.
Literally, the suit lifted 375 kilograms. You'd have put any fucking effort, you'd have done 500 kilograms and smashed Eddie Hall's record.
Yeah. All right, we'll go with that as a good closing question to the interview.
And you drive slowly.
I wouldn't say I drive slowly. I
drive
drive slowly in comparison to you.
Okay. I don't drive fast.
Well, I mean, I would say I averaged 80 on the way down here
You
today.
didn't, you averaged 70 exactly.
No, I averaged 80.
Okay.
I went through patches
never
of driving
broken
at 90.
I've never broken the speed limit.
There wasn't a time then that you went around a corner at 140.
No.
He wants to be on the blog. He's running away now.
I have never broken the speed limit, ever.
So how did you go careering over that fence and
I was doing
impale yourself into a field?
I was doing exactly the speed limit, give or take 70 miles an hour.
Well, that's how then, isn't it?
But I was doing exactly the speed limit.
My forearm's cramping, so
Okay, end it.
this has been Tom Bates.
Alex is gay.
Alex is gay. I'll do.
Put a knife in.
Put a knife in him, did you say?
No, but a nice one.
A nice gay, yeah, okay.
Alexander Clark, 365 for Alex Clark, who is doing weight after weight. He is having an outstanding day today. And he is now going for 365 kilos. His previous two deadlifts have been extremely easy, and he is going for one more time. This is a British record. It is a British record attempt. Come on, Alex! Let's do it! Come on! That is a new British record. Don't you let that man leave. Get that man back. Well done. That is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Hell yeah. Well done.
So, I'm driving home from work the day after the competition, and for once I don't really have much negative to say. Before the comp, the night before the competition, I went to stay in an Airbnb, as has become customary for my trips to competitions now. But this time it was actually Andy Smith's Airbnb that he'd booked with his client, and they had the whole kind of basement or ground floor to themselves. So it was kind of one apartment on the ground floor. So before the competition, I asked Andy, am I still okay to stay? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then the night before, or the day before, he said, we're gonna have to make sure that you're really sneaky when you get into the apartment, because obviously the landlord doesn't know that you're staying here. So the day before the competition, I didn't know if I was going to get chucked out of an Airbnb for not being able to stay there. So that was one slight obstacle. Then at the competition, Andy Smith's client Simone, Cupits, I think her second name is, she's a pretty good lifter, really good bencher. I think she's benched 100 kg in the past. I saw her in the gym and I knew that she was staying with Andy where I was staying. So as she walked past, I was talking to Martin Brown, and I grabbed her attention and I just said, "Hey, I'm staying with you tonight." And obviously she found this really creepy because she didn't know who I was. And I mean, I didn't know that she didn't know who I was, but she probably thought that I was some type of attacker or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I didn't get thrown out of the apartment. The landlord didn't know that I stayed there. I managed to get their bill down a bit by chipping in, and Andy and I had a good evening watching the boxing, the Joshua Parker fight. So comp day, I've already put the videos there. 305 kilo squat, probably the most I've ground a squat in a competition, which felt good. Raw without knee wraps, I've passed the 300 kilo barrier, which is excellent. Let's see, I did a 220 kilo bench press, which, if you remember, I was having problems with my pec, and Steve Dobb of Northeast Body Mechanic managed to sort those out to the point where I was able to start benching again 4 weeks out from the comp and get an equal PB. I hit it as fast as I've ever hit it, so that's a real positive. Deadlift, had no idea how deadlift was going to go, like I said at the start, and I managed to pull 365 at 804 pounds, as good as, if not better than I've ever pulled it, because if you take into consideration the fact that the time before I pulled 365, it was in a deadlift only meet. My legs and my posterior chain were tired by squatting, so we can actually count this as a personal best in that it's in a full meet, because my best full meet deadlift previously had been 355, and I've surpassed that by 10 kilos now. Maybe there was a bit more there in the tank, but I just wanted to get it. So I finished on an 890 kilo total, had a great day catching up with people, 9 for 9 lifts, which is always a goal in powerlifting. I just realised there's fucking annoying things sticking out. And yeah, so now thinking of the future, Body Power is now 6 weeks away, so I'll have like a lightish training week this week, just get in 3 days, keep the main lifts nice and sharp, keep myself somewhat conditioned, and then go into 1 week of volume, 3 weeks of 90% plus stuff, and then let's see what we go for at Body Power. I'm thinking 900 kilos plus, raw without wraps. I want to continue training raw without wraps because it's so much more convenient. I can get in the garage gym, get done in a reasonable time, get all my work done before, you know, kind of 8:30, 8:45. If I've been working that day, I need to get to work the next day because the shifts I do are 12 hours long. That benefits me greatly. So putting knee wraps on would just prolong the time of the training. Training without them, you know, shortens it. So it's perfect, and I feel like I progress more when I train without knee wraps. So with that said, after Body Power, I don't know whether I will do Spartan. Not Spartan, sorry, there's a quick plug for Jack Levette there, Spartan Performance, even though it had nothing to do with anything I was trying to say. I don't know whether I will do Savage. I don't know whether I'll do the Savage Pro, because in order to place anywhere there, I'd obviously need to use knee wraps. And another problem with using knee wraps for me is that I nearly kill myself every time I try to walk out a knee wrapped squat, or I nearly kill myself on the way back in. So I think the one after body power will be the Andy Bolton deadlift challenge, at which point I will suit up, I will wear a deadlift suit, and I will try to pull 400 kilos. So I'm excited about that one, really excited, because I think I can actually do it. And yeah, I think that might be my last comp of the year, unless I decide to maybe do something like the BPU Northern qualifier, raw without wraps. So yeah, that's the provisional plan anyway. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do at body power, looking forward to lifting in front of a big crowd, and right now that's about it. So I'll wrap that one up there as it stands. Cheers for watching, there'll be more in subsequent weeks.